Hello, welcome to day 9, take 3. Some of you don't know this, but this is the third time I am attempting to record our day 9 yoga session for the 12 days of Giveness. First time, forgot to turn the camera around. Sound was great though. Second time, the mic didn't work. So third time, I have a really good feeling about this, that things are going to work out just how they're supposed to. And you might say, well, why didn't you just give up after the first few times? No, friends. Today is about daring greatly. And sometimes things don't work out how we want them to work out. Sometimes we want something to go one way, and then it's like, just keeps moving us the other direction. So I'm actually going to shift a little bit from what I did in the first 2 practices, because I'm like, clearly that's not the content I'm supposed to be putting out exactly. So I'm going to switch it up a little bit. And we're going to start with a blanket. Now, if you don't have a blanket, it's the only prop you really need. Grab a bathroom towel, big nice bathroom towel or beach towel or something like that. And we're going to start laying on our back. Excuse me. And you can see my blanket is kind of like this, and then we're going to roll it up. And once you've got that rolled up, I'm going to put the fringes down by my back so I don't really feel those. And then you're going to leave a little extra hanging off the top because we're going to make that into a pillow. And you're going to lay this right along your spine and then take the top part and tuck it so you've got a little pillow. And then your legs, you just do whatever feels comfortable. So you can go soles of the feet together. You can go feet wide, knees knock in. You can extend your legs. You can even cactus your arms. Just make sure your forearms are down on the ground. So we're going to be here for just a couple minutes. So I'm going to let you get situated. Allow the whole spine to be connected onto that blanket. Let your eyes close. Today we're going to talk about daring greatly. I know I have some Brene Brown fans on here. And the first time I heard, it's not by Brene, it's actually by Teddy Roosevelt. First time I heard, "It's not the critic who counts," that quote, which I'll share in a minute, I was actually in a yoga class with my dear friend Kara. And I remember how strongly the message struck me to dare greatly, and that it was basically, in my mind, it was better to try and fail than it was to have never tried at all. And that's what they say when they study people even at the end of their life, is that it's not usually the things that they've done that they regret, it's the things that they didn't do. So here is the famous quote by Teddy Roosevelt: "It is not the critic who counts, not the man or woman who points out how the strong person stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly." Now there's a little more on the end of that he says, "so that he shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory or defeat." And you think about in our lives how much influence and power and attention we give to what other people think so often, and it prevents us from the way that we act and we move forward in the world. And the first 4 days of the 12 days of Giveness, the entire theme for the 12 days has been about growth. The first 4 days were about awareness, and that's where we start with our growth, is awareness. We can't change what we're not aware of. And then we moved into how to be more aligned, paying attention to our triggers. And now we're talking about daring greatly. Now we're talking about action for these next 4 days. To dare greatly, to try and maybe come up short, to err and still give it our all. Basically, you're doing the best you can regardless of what the result is. So we're going to talk about this as we practice today. And to kind of tap into this inner power, we're going to begin with a little pranayama and tapping together. So you all know the tapping points. We're going to take just 2 of them. We're going to take our thymus with one hand and our eyebrow point with the other hand. Legs are comfortable. I'm going to have my feet wide, my knees knocking in. And we're going to be doing an inhale. It's like a box breath. An inhale for 6, a hold for 3, an exhale for 6, and a hold out for 3. And the nice thing is you're tapping, so you can just kind of do 6 taps in, hold 3, unless you're going super fast. Exhale 6, hold out 3. Okay, so one hand thymus tapping here, one hand eyebrow point. Start tapping. Just breathe normal. And then inhale for 6. Hold for 3. Exhale for 6. Hold for 3. Inhale 6. Holding 3. Exhaling 6. Holding 3. One more time, breathe in. Holding 3. Exhale 6. That's a really helpful breath, a box breath. Anytime you're feeling stressed. Holding out 3. Now take one hand over your heart, the other hand over that. And just observe. Notice where your awareness is. And I want you to think about what seed of an intention that you want to plant. And this is a way, yogis, that we take action every single day. Whether we're conscious of intentions or not, and we can start to become more conscious of them. Because intentions are what guides your actions. Intentions begin to create attention where you place your focus. And where you place your focus is always where we place our energy. Good. Now heel toe your feet if they're wide like mine, so they're hip distance apart. Reach your arms over your head if you're okay on the shoulder. If not, cactus your arms. So if it's hard to take your shoulders for an injury, overhead plane, just set them into cactus. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then bring your arms by your sides. You're going to roll a little right, slide that blanket off to the side. And I want you to cactus your arms or make a T. I'm going to do a cactus just because I'm a little tighter on the space on the left. And I want you to bring your knees up so they're hip distance apart. And as you exhale, I want you to take your knees to the right, but only to the point where you feel almost as though that left shoulder is going to lift, but you're not going to let it come up. And I want you to just pulse your knees a little bit as you exhale over to the right. So we're just going to do short, but yet gentle, not full deep Kapalabhati, just little pulses. Your inhale will happen naturally. Three more. Now inhale, bring them to center. Draw your chin down just a little bit. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale, soften your ribs and release. Now take a normal breath, breathe in. Normal breath, breathe out. Take your knees to the right, inhale. And now just little pulses, Kapalabhati, gentle, gentle Kapalabhati. Stoking the fire. 3 more. Exhale it out. Now inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath at the top, draw the chin towards the chest. And then exhale. Let that go. Now feet to the floor. Reach your arms up over your head. Feet are hip distance apart. And then you're going to lift your hips, arms by your sides. Exhale. Inhale, draw the hips down, reach the arms over. Exhale, lift. Hips up, arms by your side. One more time, breathe in. Exhale, lift. Now I want you to grab the outer edges of your mat so your thumbs are on top, your forefingers are underneath the mat, and work your upper arms in. We want to remember that everything we do is to truly, at the end of the day, to grow. No matter what the goal is, no matter what the vision is, truly it's about who we become. And if we can take on that perspective, if we can take on that attitude and adapt to a mindset of just growing along the way, caring less about reaching your arms overhead, not caring less about that. Reach your arms overhead, inhale, and slowly lower down, but caring more about the process and less about the end result. Hug your knees to your chest. And you're going to just rock up until you come into a seated kind of reverse tabletop position, but you're going to turn your fingertips out. You're going to turn the fingertips out. And all I want you to do is just start with some shoulder rolls. We put so much weight, go the other way, in often a particular outcome, a particular expectation, where we should be at a certain point. What if we just focused more? Draw the head of the shoulders back. Good. Lift your chest. Take a moment, big breath, and then exhale. Soften the belly back. Now you're going to come into reverse tabletop. Inhale. What if we put more emphasis, breathing in, on just what we're becoming, and then flex your toes, sit your hips down. 2 more of these. Inhale, strengthening the back body helps us to remember to trust. Sitting down, heels flex, open the chest. 1 more time, breathe in, yogis. Exhale, breathe out. Good. Now we're going to cross your ankles. Take your feet behind you, your hands out in front of you. I'm going to turn on my mat. You don't need to be turning back and forth. I just do it so I can give you the best angles here. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe in. And now exhale, right leg's going to step back, ball of the foot down. And you're going to push through the ball of the foot, rocking a little bit forward, a little bit back, getting a stretch through that Achilles and through your calf. And then lift your leg up so it's parallel to the ground. Lift your leg up. And as you exhale, right knee, right tricep. Now we're compressing on that right side, contracting. And then you're going to inhale, stretch the right leg back and actually tap it off to the left side of your mat and look over the shoulder. And now we're expanding on the right side. So the exhale, we're going to do knee to tricep. Inhale, we're going to sweep it back. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, sweep it back. 1 more time. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, sweep it back. Good. Now you're going to step the right foot off to the right so the toes point forward. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Breathe in. And then thread the arm underneath. You can let the right side of your head tap down. And then inhale, stretch it up. Maybe even lean back. Oh, that feels good. And then exhale. Sweep it underneath. 1 more time. Inhale, lean back, open it up. Exhale. Good. Reach the arm up towards the sky. And exhale. Top hand comes down to the ground. Now, I'm just going to kind of stay sideways like we are right here, right now. You're going to turn your right toes off to the right, and we're going to come up to a kneeling warrior two. So I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see my legs. My back knee is just a little bit behind my hip. My front knee, though, is going to stay right over my ankle. And bring your right hand to your right thigh and your left hand to your hip. It's kind of like a friend's moment of like, how you doing? How you doing? Okay. You're going to take your right arm, reach the palm forward like you're serving a tray. Breathe in. Now listen careful. Exhale, your left hand is going to go off to the left a bit of your left knee. And this right leg's going to pick up and you're going to turn the toes so they're pointing forwards. We're internally rotating the leg and you're trying to get the heel as high as the pinky toe. And then you're going to set it back down. Left hand to hip. Bend into the lunge. Turn the palm up. And lift. Inhale. So lots happening here. Exhale. We're working the hips, the outer rotators. Inhale, we're working the groin. Reach. You're doing a little bit of balance here. Internal, external rotation. One more time. Breathe in. I've done this move like 30 times now today. And then slowly set the foot down. Walk your arms straight out in front of you. But I love knowing that I put effort in, right? When you wake up in the morning and there's like that sweet soar, you're like, I did that. Good. Walk the hands back in underneath you and return your right knee back. All right, so we're going to go left side. Left ball of the foot goes back. What I'm curious about is us learning how to listen more from within the actions that we take. Because you think about a lot of our lives, sometimes we get swept away in doing what we think we're supposed to do from ideas that maybe came from somewhere, parents, school, society. Lift the leg up, breathe in, and then left knee, left tricep, exhale. Kick it back and behind, off to the side. Look over the shoulder towards your left foot. The exhale, compress. Inhale, expand, left foot off to the right. And then we wonder some days, exhale, why am I not happy? We're like searching, like where's this happiness thing? It's like lost. Is it like in a drawer? Exhale. Inhale, one more time. Exhale. Inhale. Good. And then you're going to step your left foot off to the left, toes point forward. Reach the left arm up to the sky. Exhale. And we realize really happiness is always coming. Breathe in from within. It's radiant. Yes, things happen that make us feel happy. But you can feel happiness because happiness is always available. It's always present. Good. Reach the arm up to the sky. And you're like, yeah, Alicia, that sounds like some nice woo-woo stuff. Okay, you're coming into this kneeling warrior two variation. Right hand to hip, left forearm down. Have you ever gotten something that you thought would make you happy and then you got it and you still didn't feel content? I bet, yeah. And have you ever just had a moment where you were just sitting there just completely just being and you felt more joy than you've ever felt? Turn your left palm up. Lean forward. It's within you. It's always there. Right hand now. It's not right in line with the knee. It's off to the right. You're going to pick your left foot up. You're going to internally rotate the heel. So the heel is high as the pinky and the left arm up. My leg literally feels like it wants to pop off. Left arm up, because I'm not kidding when I say I've done about 30 of these. Lift the leg up. Good. Reach. If it doesn't challenge us, it doesn't change us though sometimes, right? It's like, yes, I love you guys. I'm not going to leave you hanging with a camera turned backwards, lift, and a mic that's not working. One more. Lift. Okay, really, one more. And lift. Now let the legs slowly come down. Walk the arms forward. Forehead down. I would rather err and have to do it again and do it again and do it again. And here's the definition of insanity. Einstein is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So I changed things up a little bit this time. Like, I'm supposed to share something different. It's not, the message isn't there. Left leg, return it back. You're going to sit on both tucked toes. I'm okay with it. Not what I wanted, but guys, don't fight the isness, right? What it is, what we talked about yesterday. The moment of my mess ups is gone. Now I'm in this moment. This moment, it's pretty darn good. Yeah. Unless you don't like broken toe pose, then this moment's not that great. But so think of the yoga practice, right? In poses you don't love, just watching and observing, and before you know it, you're going to be able to say, gone, it's over, it's done. Come forward, breathe in, walk your knees back, down dog, exhale. Take a full breath, and a full breath out. I want you to come to plank, breathe in. Now, listen careful. If you are working with shoulder injuries, all I want you to do is just exhale and press back, down dog. Now, there's going to be an option 2. Inhale. And now exhale as you push your hips back. Lift your right hand and tap your outer left leg somewhere. And then inhale forward. And then exhale, left hand taps outer right leg. Inhale forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're warming up the shoulder girdle. We're getting some twisting action happening here. Whole body works together in a plank pose. Exhale. Good. Inhale forward, plank. Exhale back, down dog. Lift your heels. Slowly walk forward to the top of your mat. Standing forward, bend. Breathe in. Let's take a ragdoll. Exhale, fold. Bend into chair pose with your forearms resting on your thighs. Draw your shoulders out of your ears. Lengthen the back of your neck. Gaze down at the floor, nice and steady. Now bring your right arm against your right leg, and I want you to hug the arm against the leg and with the leg against the arm. So you have to kind of wake up that inner thigh and outer hip. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring your palms together. Now both are pointing down towards the floor. And then left arm stays down, right arm goes up. And down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now you're going to push to stand. Reach your arms up. Keep the palms together. Look up. Exhale. Hands to your heart. Very good. Release your arms by your sides. Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms sweep up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen the breath as you lengthen the heart. And exhale, our right foot's going to step back. Back knee is going to come down onto a lunge. Inhale. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Exhale, side bend left. Good. Inhale, come up. Right hand down, left arm to the sky, and you're going to slowly shift to an Ardha Hanuman. Exhale. So it's like an Ardha Hanuman twist. Good. Take the top hand down as you bend that front knee, lifting the back knee up. You're going to inhale to a down dog kick. Left leg goes up. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Down dog kick. Breathe in, knee to nose. One more. Exhale. Three-legged plank or plank. Breathe in. You can always have a knee down here for support. And then chaturanga. Exhale. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Take your right leg up as you breathe in. And exhale, right foot's going to step forward and through in between your hands. Reach your arms up to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale. Just bend a little bit deeper, drawing the tailbone down, lifting the sternum up. Hands frame around that front foot as you breathe in, lifting back knee, and then push off, step forward. Exhale. Inhale, half high. Fold and bow. Come into this, I've got my feet about 2 fist widths apart. Hands, fingertips pointing down. Inhale, kind of squeeze your knees against your forearms. And inhale, lift your chest. Good. Now sink a little deeper. Exhale. Now we're going to twist to the left first. So right hand's going to stay down. Left arm up. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Right arm up. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Now we push to stand, yogis. Inhale, palms up. Swan dive or through the heart. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Left foot steps back. Back knee goes down. Arms sweep up. Breath takes the arms up. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Side bend over to the right. Good. Now come up to center. As you do, you're going to straighten the front leg. Left hand reaches down. Right arm reaches up. Ardha Hanuman twist. Stretch your heart forward. And then begin to cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Inhale, lifting the back knee up. Planting the hands, exhale. Down dog kick. Inhale, right leg up. Knee to nose. Exhale, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. Kick it back. Exhale. Plank or three-legged plank. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Up dog cobra. Inhale. Stretching the front of those hip flexors. Exhale, down dog. Our left leg rises. Inhale. Toes point down. Exhale. Left foot steps forward and through in the back knee. Rest to the earth. Inhale. Bring the arms up. Staying that extra breath. Exhale. Hands frame your front foot. Inhale, back knee up. Push off. Exhale, step forward. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, half high. Exhale, bend your knees. Bring your palms together. Squeeze your knees against your arms. Inhale, reaching again. Left arm up. Twist left. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, palms together. Push into those feet. Inhale. And now exhale. Hands together at your heart space. Very good. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. See, sometimes we wait to act because we're waiting for the right time. There is no such thing. If you have kids, you remember trying to wait for the right time? Just doesn't happen. You just have to go for it, and then you figure it out. You don't have the kid, and then you're like, oh, they'll figure it. Like you keep going. You err and you fail, and my husband and I joke we're going to write a book about what you didn't expect when you were expecting. I want you to just chew on that one for a little bit, because they don't tell you things that you should know, okay? And I think it's because no one knows what they're doing until we're already in it. All right, bring your feet, keep them hip distance apart. Come into that chair. We're going to play a little bit with balance here. It's going to be a good time. All right, I want you to take both hands on your left thigh. Lean into that left foot. And we're going to slowly keep the standing left leg bent. Sweep your right leg back. Now keep your right hand on the thigh, and I want you to actually push against that thigh and sweep your left arm forward as you breathe in. And now exhale, you're going to tap the right foot down and tap your left elbow right by your rib cage. It's like a spinal balance, okay? Inhale, right leg back, left arm forward, dancing all over. Exhale, bring it back in. So steady your breath. I'm going to steady my gaze. Inhale, reach. Keep the standing leg bent the whole time. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale. Well, I partially lied, but it's because we're going into the next pose. Reach the leg back, yogis. Inhale. Now keep the hand on the thigh. It'll help you transition big step back, coming up to Crescent Pose. Left arm is up, right arm's going to join it. Hold your right wrist with your left hand. Side bend over to the left. Good. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring it back up. Inhale. Right hand down, left arm up to the sky. Turn your left palm to the left. I'm going to wiggle my back foot back just a little bit. Squeeze your inner thighs together and move that outer left hip back. You feel that? Me too. Take a breath. Now, top hand's going to come down. Top hand's going to come down. We're going to take a down dog kick. Ooh, that's going to feel good. Shake that leg out. Shake it out. Giddy up. Shake it out. All right, now you have two options. You're going to do 3 more knee to noses, or you're going to dare greatly today and you're going to do some scissor hop switch kicks. You're going to look towards those thumbs, hug the outer upper arms in, and as you exhale, I want you to jump switch. Do it again. Don't worry about the handstand. It might be nice and low like this. Whew. Switch, okay? That's okay. You're doing it. You're doing it. Let's do one more. Gotta get back on that leg. You're landing on that right leg. Oh, there goes an ornament. Inhale, left leg's up. Exhale, set the leg down to the floor. Plank pose. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Now, if you're too tired, just skip it. Go back. Up dog cobra. Breathe in. And exhale back. Down dog. All right. It's not a complete practice without an ornament falling off the whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Sticks in a pot. That's what that is. Take a breath. Let it go. Lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward. You can step or hop. Half high lengthen. Fold and bow. Now I'm going to separate my feet a little bit again. We're going to come to that ski or chair pose. Palms together, forearms on the thigh just for a moment. Get your balance. And now our hands are going to go on that right thigh. Weight's going to go on your right foot, and your left leg's going to lift. Now shimmy your left hand so it's your hand that's going to stay on the thigh. My right hand's my top hand. Standing leg's going to stay bent. We're going to reach right arm forward as we breathe in. And then exhale, tap left foot down, right elbow by your rib cage. Inhale, reach, thumb to the sky. Exhale, tap. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now it's 2.5, remember, because we got to go back. Into the pose. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, breathe in. Now big step back. Bend that front leg more. Reaching right arm up. Reaching left arm up. Hold left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Bring it back up. Exhale, left hand down, easy twist. Right palm's going to turn to the right. Move your back foot back if you need to. Move the outer right hip back. Draw the shoulder blades on the back. Take 1 more breath. Top hand down. Now we're taking a down dog kick. Shake that leg out. Shake it off. Point the toes down. Now you're doing knee to nose, or you're looking between your thumbs and you're going to jump switch your legs in the air. Remember, don't worry, like they can go just a little and see how light the feet can land. Right? Just try to do really light, really light. And those of you that can hop higher, you hop higher. Keep the arms straight and strong. Nice light landing. Good, now let's meet in plank pose. Come forward, breathe in. Chaturanga. Up dog cobra. Exhale, child's pose or downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths there. Now, it doesn't matter whether you were hopping or doing knee to nose. It literally doesn't matter. Take a couple deep breaths. Breathe in. Slow your breathing down. This is just about sometimes just taking chances. Sometimes it's the intention of just believing in the possibility to dare greatly, to know that when you do something new, if you've never done hops before, and those of us that you can hop and you're like hopping experts, we had a day one too. You know what I mean? It might have been when we were 8, but we all had a day one. We all had a day where we didn't know what was going on. Take one more breath. And it's that process of just watching who we're becoming. Lift your heels, breathe in, and you can step, you can jump, you can get to the top of the mat however it feels good in your body. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Reverse your swan dive, breathe in, arms reach up, maybe back bend a little at the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good. Inhale, reach up, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, your left foot's going to step back and you're going to spin the heel down to the ground. Cartwheeling all the way up, warrior two. Cartwheeling up, warrior two. Now we're going to tick-tock between warrior two here and triangle. So I want you to straighten your front leg and tip forward as you exhale into triangle. And inhale back into warrior two. Exhale. Triangle. Inhale. Warrior two. One more time. Exhale. Triangle. Inhale. Warrior two. Good. Exhale. Hands to heart, goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. Inhale. Reach your arms out wide. Turn your palms up, and then exhale, right arm against your right leg, just like you did earlier. Hug the arm against leg, leg against arm. And then back to center. Breathe in. Good. Exhale. I think a lot of times the choices we make breathing in are just, we want that sense of loving and belonging. Brene does talk about that. That so much of our decisions are guided by wanting this approval of love and belonging. Breathe in. And then back to center. Hands to the heart. Inhale. Sink a little deeper. And it gets uncomfortable sometimes, right? Sink a little deeper. Take your hands behind your back. You're going to straighten your legs. Breathe in. Turn all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. And then exhale. Forward fold. But here's what I'll say for all of us in this group. You belong here. You hear me? You belong here. You are always welcome here. And we are here to support one another. We are here to help lift one another up. We are here to tell a sister or a brother that, hey, your crown is on crooked. But we don't even tell them, we just fix it for them. We don't even have to point out what's wrong. We just help them make it right, right? Take another breath. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, walk your right toes back to the front of your mat. Now, if you want to hop again, you get another hopping chance, but this time you're going to do it a little different. So you're either going to do a down dog kick and do 5 knee to triceps this time, right knee, right tricep, or scoot your right foot back. Keep your standing leg bent so your belly and your thighs stay connected, but lift your left leg. And you're going to try to keep belly and thigh connected. Keep them connected. Now, it's okay again if it's just a little microscopic hop. Worry less about how high your foot gets off the ground. Think more about landing light. Light. Easy does it. Easy does it. Easy does it. One more time. We're meeting the people in plank. How are those knee to triceps going? Breathe in. Chaturanga. Inhale. How many of you is your first time? First time hopping away. How many of us it feels sometimes like it's our first time? Yes. Hopping away. Left leg reaches up into the air. Breathe in. And our left foot's going to step forward and through. Back heel seals down. Warrior two. Cartwheel up. All right, you remember what we're doing here, a little tick-tock between Warrior 2 and Konasana, straightening that front leg, tipping over, exhale, Warrior 2, inhale, exhale. Your drishti is following opposite hand, so Warrior 2, it's at your left hand, Trikonasana, it's on your right hand. One more time. Exhale. Good, come up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. This time, heels in, toes out, again, horse stance. You're gonna take your hands on your thighs. I like to move mine a little closer to the knees, my arms straight, and here's where you can actually let your shoulders shrug to the ears. And we're gonna dip left shoulder in, look to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Center, let's do it again. Twist. Center. Twist left. Right shoulder dips. Center. Ooh, I got some pops there. Inhale, straighten your legs, all 10 toes one more time. They face the long edge of your mat. Switch the grip. Open your chest. Breathe in. Forward fold. Exhale. Shake out your head. Shake it out, no. Shake it out, yes. You can always grab a strap here or use that towel if your shoulders are tight. Fingertips release down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Now turn your left toes back to the front of your mat. We're going to move into those hops. So step your left foot back, or you're taking a down dog kick and you're doing 5 knee to noses, and then you'll meet in plank. The rest of you, you're taking 5 hops. Remember, don't worry about how high that leg goes. Just think about your belly staying connected to your thighs, so you're really keeping your kidney band inflated there. Gaze between the thumbs. Okay, couple times. And then we meet in plank. Meet in plank, breathe in. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And child's pose. Exhale. Forehead to the ground. Lift up a little bit. Walk your hands to the left first. Take your right hand, place it on top of your left. Walk back to center, over to the right. Left hand places on top of right. Keep that left sitting bone feeling nice and heavy. To center, breathe in. Walk yourself up. Now I want you to grab that blanket. Now this roll actually that you had earlier might do just right. Okay, you had the roll earlier. We're going to place the roll. Some of you talked about on the tapping the other night that a lot of your tension gets held in your stomach. And so we're going to work out a little bit for the stomach here. So you're going to take this roll and we're going to lay it above your frontal hip point and below your rib cage. So it's in this soft part of the belly here. And we're going to be laying on the blanket. Now, if you feel like it's too wide, you have to take some of the roll out. And if you need a little more roll, which I do, then you're just going to roll it all the way up. And if it's still not thick enough, you may have to turn your blanket the other way so you can make your roll a little bit thicker. Let's start on the forearms. You can let your feet be a little bit wider than your hips. Lots of space for that low back. And if you're feeling okay upright, then you're going to go ahead and lay yourself down. And you might begin to quickly observe some intensity in the abdomen as you breathe in. Noticing how the abdomen is having to work to press against that blanket. And we get to practice something where we are connecting into the body in a way that we're feeling resistance and practicing remaining calm even in the moment. Even though it's uncomfortable, we'd probably prefer we weren't in that position. You practice staying with it. Those of you that you feel like you really tend to hold tension here in the abdomen, every time you exhale, I want you to think release. And that's helpful to do even in your day when you're feeling as though you might be struggling. Every time you exhale, just taking a mindful minute. And every exhale, just saying to yourself, release. And you can also, I've got my hands stacked, and you can use your hands to kind of pull the flesh of your forehead up a little bit. And if you tend to get headaches, you can feel maybe some ease come. Or maybe you like it when you drag the flesh of the forehead down. Everybody's a little bit different. I feel a lightness when I lift up, so you just have to play around with it. And then slowly bring your forearms underneath you, Sphinx pose. Do it just a little bit of back bending here with the blanket supporting us. I want you to bend your knees, push into your forearms, and inhale, lift your chest, really opening up as though you're feeling cow, like the cow pose versus the cat. The cow is the arching. And then you're going to exhale, slowly straighten the legs, and as you do, push into those forearms until you round the back a bit that the belly lifts off that blanket. And then inhale, open, open, open. And then exhale, straightening the legs, round. One more. Now stay here, just exhale. Feel yourself soften into that blanket. Stay another breath, breathe in. Heart opening, tailbone drawing down between the legs. The exhale can kind of feel, what's the word? All kinds of things. All right, straighten the legs. Very slowly walk your elbows in even closer to your abdomen. Push up onto your knees. Walk your knees closer to you. Scooch that blanket forward a little bit. Puppy pose. You can let the forehead either rest on the blanket or just slide it to you so it's out of the way. And take a puppy pose. Really allow that belly now. Big expansive breath. Feel the whole circumference of your breath. Walk your hands in, tabletop. Switch this off to the side. We're going to cross the ankles and we're going to come into a wide-legged straddle, Upavisha, Konasana. So I'm going to use my blanket. I just kind of like it. All right. And if you are tighter in the hamstrings here, and when your legs go out, if your lumbar spine tends to stick out further than your sacrum, then you need a little height to get the low back to move in and up. Flex your toes, point your feet up towards the sky. And so our work may be just to be right here. Just sitting up tall. Hands may need to be behind you to help you elevate. And then if you have room to fold forward, let's take a few breaths here. Gaze is down. So some people, the first practice I did, they couldn't see me the whole time. But they got to hear. They got to listen. It's an interesting practice, right? You think it's kind of just like a podcast, right? Where you just would listen the whole time and see if you can kind of figure it out. But I was thinking about it. I was like, this is kind of like life, because there isn't always this like clear path where you get to watch someone and see how everything is done. Most of the time we're failing, we're erring, just like it said. and we're figuring it out. And at the end, you're like, I did that. You gave it your best. You strive valiantly. You do what you can do in the moment with what you have. And if we could just have a little more grace and a little more compassion that we are doing the best we can in this moment with what we have, think how that softening for yourself would start to maybe change the way you started to approach more things in your life. Slowly start to come back up. Keep the right leg out and bring the left leg in. We're going to bring, if you had a block, it would be really helpful here, and you can put it on the inside of your leg. Don't worry if you don't. You can either, if you're more open here, you can bring your whole forearm down to the ground, left hand on the thigh, or if you're a little tighter here, I want you just to bring your forearm on top of the thigh, on the right thigh. My left hand's on my left thigh. Now the further out you scooch the forearm, it's going to make it just not right on the kneecap. That's no bueno. And then if you want a little more, you can reach the left arm over your head and let the arm just drape over the top of the head. We get so caught up sometimes in, as we go toward goals, as we go toward being in that arena and going for what we want, we worry so much sometimes about the outcome. And one of the teachings in yoga that comes from a text called the Bhagavad Gita is to perform action, to do the do, but without regard for the fruit of that action. Do the do without worrying about the outcome. Do it because you know it's going to grow you. Do it because you know it has purpose and meaning. That would change everything. Let's bring it up nice and slow. Take a moment to just close your eyes and pause. And we remember that this is a practice. That it's like we know this stuff in our heart. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Lean back and switch your legs. You know this stuff. You do. We just forget. It's part of being human. We forget and we remember. And we forget and we remember. Janu Shirshasana, second side. Left arm down or left elbow, forearm down. Right arm, you can keep it on the thigh, right hand on the thigh. Or go a little deeper, reaching the arm over the head. Try not to overdo it here. There's so much to discover in this movement. Big side body stretch, hamstring opener. It's a hip opener because we've got a big external rotation on that right leg that's bent. Shoulder for a lot of us if we've got that arm in the overhead plane. And then what about breathing? Oh yeah, there's that. What if that was the mindful action we took each day? Inhale, bring it up, and again, close your eyes and just pause for a moment. To consciously, mindfully breathe. Where you pause 2-3 times a day, even if it's just for 1 minute. All right, we're going to come to the back in a minute, but I'm going to show you this movement before you come down onto the back to make it a little easier to see. Coming onto the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the right knee out to the right, like we're in a Baddha Konasana. And we're going to step the left foot in front of it. Remember, I'm going to talk you through all this, but I just want you to be able to see it. Your left hand, your opposite hand is going to grab that foot, the right foot. And we're working for a thigh stretch here. And you can see my knee is pretty far off to the right on the right side of my mat. In fact, mine's even off my mat. So I'm going to pick this whole leg up and move it so that my right knee is more in line or to the point where I can feel a stretch on the right thigh. Okay, I can feel a stretch right here. Okay, so I'm going to stay here. And then the right hand will come behind the head. We're going to add in one more side body. And we're going to tip just a little bit to the left. So your right elbow is tilting more towards the room behind you. Okay, so let's come on to the back. I'm going to talk you through that. Come onto your back, hug your knees into your chest for a moment. And then set your feet to the floor. Let your right knee open out to the right, and then step your left foot in front and grab your left hand to your right foot. Now your left ankle, it's in front of your right leg. And if you need to, if you're feeling plenty, just stay here. But if you need more, pick the whole leg up and shift the whole leg to the left. Now, if you're feeling plenty, you can stay there. If you want to add the side bend stretch, take your right hand behind your head and tip your right elbow up towards the sky. Now, my left elbow is just sort of resting on the ground. I'm not holding tightly to that foot. I'm just sort of got my hand draping over that right foot. If you have a shoulder injury, you'd probably prefer, and you could even just side bend stretch, tilting your body without the arm overhead if that's too much. And then bring your torso to center. Let go of that right foot, slide it out and over. So your right ankle is going to hook above your left knee. Thread your hands behind the back of the left hamstring. Draw your left thigh towards you. Oh, yes. I'm so grateful that all of you are a part of this group, that we can surround ourselves with people who are in the arena with us, doing the work, doing the best we can, encouraging each other along the way. And sometimes we let the people who aren't in the ring, didn't even buy a ticket, they're outside the door, take up so much real estate in our mind and dictate so many of the choices that we make. Let go of the leg. Just stretch that right leg up to the sky for a moment. Point and flex the foot. Maybe rotate the ankle a little bit. And then set that foot down. Now your left leg. Knee is going to open, and then I'm going to scooch my right foot forward just so I can sneak that left foot behind my right, and then I'm going to slide my right foot back now so it's touching the front of the left ankle. Hold your opposite hand to foot, and then I'm going to pick my whole leg up and slide it closer so my left knee is closer towards my right foot. And my left heel is basically right by my sitting bone. Okay, now yours may not be, you may not have that flexion or just the range of motion, but just if you have the range, just so you know about where that leg would be. Left hand behind the head if you'd like it to go there, and then side bend over to the right, left elbow tilts up. Breathing in through that expansive left waistline. And then head back to neutral. Let go of that left foot and just slide it out. Take your hand out from behind your head and figure 4. Left ankle hooks above your right knee. Thread your hands behind the back of your right hamstring. Draw your right thigh closer towards your face. Move your outer left knee away from you a little bit more. Maybe get your left ankle bone just outside your right thigh. And then let go of that right leg. Set it to the floor. Left leg, just for a moment, bring it to the sky. Point the leg, or stretch the leg straight. Point the foot or flex it. Make some circles. And then bend both knees to your chest. Happy baby pose. Arms on the insides of your legs, hands on the outsides of your feet. Rock a little bit side to side. Thank you for taking action and showing up on your mat today. And you practice not because you're wanting something, right? Perform the action without the regard for the fruit of the action. Just do the practices because you know the practice is what feeds your soul. Bring your legs together. And what exactly comes out of each practice, it's like, let it be a surprise. Let it be unknown. Curl up into a tiny ball, forehead towards knees. Tighten every muscle in your face, your belly, your abdomen, everything. And then let it all go. Extend out into Shavasana. Turning your palms up. Closing your eyes. It's It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, who spends himself a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. It doesn't matter what your practice looked like today. You showed up. You were here. To let your fingers and your toes move. Stretch your arms up and over your head. Bend your knees, place your feet to the floor. Roll to your right side. Gently push into your hands and bring your body back upright to an easy seat, palms in together at your heart space. Sometimes daring greatly in the moment is just breathing deeply. It's being fully present. That's the action that we take. And other days it's something bigger. But don't confuse getting out of bed in the morning with being fully awake. It's a conscious effort to grow, to be aligned, to be aware, and to take action. And we don't have to know it all to be great and make a difference. We just have to believe in our greatness and know that it will come. Drawing thumbs to third eye. Thank you, yogis. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for daring greatly. Thank you for being a part of this community and this group and for inspiring each other. And I would love to hear, what are you doing today? And it may be, there is no act that is too small to take action. So maybe it's, doing something for someone, but maybe it's just taking time for yourself. You did this practice. This was daring greatly for you today. And please tell it so we can all encourage each other and lift each other up. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of today, and I will see you tomorrow for meditation at 9 a.m. Have a great day.